Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to Tammistu. So we are starting with a small delay, but it's not that big. I'm Meelis Joost. I'm from the Estonian Chamber of People with Disabilities, and I'm our side project leader in the Estonia-Latvian project, Access Routes. Sorry. So, some introduction to where we are and what will happen today is that we are at Tammistu Family Center of Estonian Agrenska Foundation, and this center is jointly created by the Estonian Chamber of People with Disabilities, University of Tartu, University Hospital, and two Swedish partners. One is called Agrenska. It's focusing on helping families who has a disabled child. And another Swedish partner is called Stenströms, is a business entity who is producing men's clothing, has done it over 100 years. So in the year 2000, it's this year, 25 years ago, we decided that the headquarters of this foundation, which still was not opened or legally established, should be here in this abandoned center of a former Tammistu manor, had been by that time empty for 20 years. And together, during many years now, we have been able to have some facilities here for families with children with disabilities, but we can host also different events. And during this work, the center, the old building, the new building, we have tried to make as accessible as possible. So that is also one of the reasons why we are here, as the project focus is Southern Estonia and Latvia, Western Coast, Northern Latvia, accessibility of heritage, accessibility of rural and nature sites. So we have, during more than a year, understood that the situation is not perfect, but there is room for improvement, and during upcoming years, I hope the situation will become much better. So how we are operating today is that we will stay in this barn, inaugurated in 2007, to host events during only summertime, but summer, unfortunately, this year is not that warm yet. So I hope that you are not freezing. If you have some blankets, we have some blankets available here. Try to use those in the back of a room. And after lunch is served in the catering area next door in the new building. We will be going into 3 different workshops. Workshop number 1, user view on accessibility, staying in this room, and it's marked with green sign. So those of you who has already name plaques with green sign, you will come back to this building. Those who has a red sign, services while you are traveling, you will be gathering in the catering building small activity room, and those who has blue sign will be going to the manor house main hall on the ground floor, this historical building of 1850. So that is when it was built. And we will start with workshops 2 o'clock, and they will last 1.5 hours until 3:30. And by 3:30, basically today's program officially is over. So Thank you very much for this kickoff, and I would like to give the floor to Liisi Uder, who is from Chancellor of Justice, focusing on people with disabilities, rights of people with disabilities. And your one of your, how to say, close to your heart is also access to culture. So we would like to have Liisi to say a few encouraging words for today. So here we go. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. My name is Liisi Uder. I'm from the Chancellor of Justice Office. And in Estonia, the Chancellor of Justice is also responsible for promoting, monitoring, and protecting the Convention on Rights of People of Disability. So, what is this convention? This convention highlights the rights, I would even say human rights, which are particularly hard to ensure for people with disability. So that every country who has signed the convention has to put special effort to fulfill these rights. Accessibility is definitely not just a right in a long list of rights. Accessibility is actually key to ensure or to make the other rights into reality. Think about it. For example, the right to education or the right to work are just an empty words if you can't enter the school building or the safety instructions are written in a manner that you just don't understand them. So accessibility is the king of the rights, I would say, because it gives you freedom of choice. Right now I'm actually on a vacation. I was in my summer house, a 1 hour drive from south. But a couple of days ago I spent a few days in Billund, in Denmark. As some of you might know, it's where the headquarters of Lego are. And there are many Lego-related attractions like Legoland, which is an amusement park, and Lego House, which is just a very, I would say, interactive place when you can play with Legos. And I was so impressed that how much effort a private company like Lego has put into accessibility. For example, the Lego house was very accessible and a lot of universal design was used, which is quite rare in Estonia, for example. I was raised in, and when I grew up, I was immersed in culture because my father has worked whole life in a theater. My mom is an art curator and has taught in the university art history for ages. And every time my heart just breaks when I understand, or it reminds me that some of the people can't live in a cultural life like I do. When I was in Billund, in Lego house, in a ground floor, they have a museum of history of Lego. And it's a perfect example how the museum should be built. It's designed as a circle on an outer circle. It's a normal, ordinary exhibition about the history of Lego, starting with the wooden duck, which was produced before they turned into the plastic toys. But inner circle was all accessible. They had the representation of the history in sign language. You could take the headphones and listen to the history. Everything was explained in Braille. And you could also touch the most important models of the toys during their history. Starting with the wooden ducks, then, for example, the castle from the 70s, which was a big hit, and they still produce the Lego castles. So everyone could enjoy the museum, and I think it's the best example of the accessible museum I have seen so far. So the accessible is important because it gives you the freedom of choice to do what you are interested in, to do what you really want to do, and not to do the things which you have to do because these are accessible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liisi. Now we have a next speaker is Tom Rüütel, and Tom will be saying a few words about how his everyday travels look like, as we need to see how different people can enjoy our environments. So go ahead.
Yes, 1 second. As Meelis said, my name is Tom Rüütel, and I am representing the NGO called Estonian BCI Warriors. That means we are connecting people who has the same disability like I have, cerebral palsy. And usually people with cerebral palsy, they have some struggles to move on their feet, but many times they are much better with their hands. For me, it's totally vice versa. I can quite move on my feet, and as you see, my hands are moving too, but a little bit too much. I can't control them. But I have discovered myself this saying that when you die, you can't get things with you, you just take your emotions, and emotions that matter. So 6 years ago, while I met my girlfriend, now wife, then I discovered that, okay, this person, we have come together because we both like to travel. And before that, I didn't want to travel. But I was thinking, why? And maybe I was scared. Maybe I didn't have money. Yes, that's true also. I was scared. Second, I didn't have money. And third, I didn't have company to go with, because I can travel like 8 to 10 hours by planes, but then I need to eat something, I need to go to the toilet, and I need, yes, I need hands. That works. So this is the map where I have been traveling in my 5 years. Most of it's Europe, and I have been lucky to go also to United States and to see also tiny little bit of Africa when I visited Mauritius. And why I do it, that's I'm going to speak about. So I have one question for Meelis. Do I need to keep up the time, or I can make a little bit shorter? Okay, no answers. So, first of all, traveling is way to take time off because in the airport you have a lot of time to make nothing. And as you see on the picture, as we have here also people who can't see, on the picture I'm sitting on the bench. Next to me is my backpack, and on the backpack there is an e-reader. And this is also little like accommodation. So I spend my time in the airport to just watch people where they come and go. It's very interesting to me to have this meaning in my head that what lives they are living, where they go. They have also own problems. And usually there's one thing I like to do in every airport, to have one beer and to read a book. It's my way of taking my time off. Second thing I do is I completely shut myself off from different news and from Facebook, and I don't want to be much also in Messenger or such. So it is my way to really relax. And traveling in these manners, in these objects, they give you this opportunity. I can't say that traveling is all the way relaxing. The psychologists have said that it is much better to think about traveling and the vacation, that you lay under the sun, that you're enjoying everything. But when you go to airport, the struggles begin because it's noisy, it's not so comfortable at all. You sit in the economy class because, of course, you don't have money for the business class. And I have to admit that I will be trouble in business class also because there is no one sitting next to me and I don't have working hands. So that's my problem. So, as I said, I can move quite well. I'm 37 years old, but it's my first time here as a person with disabilities in this world. I was born with it, and I will die with it. So I don't know when my ability to move on my feet is getting weaker or something happens. That means I have to leave today. Fortunately, I can't travel like some guys. We had a joke yesterday that I travel few, only 4 times in a month, but all 4 times in a month, 3 months in the row. So my trips are usually last 1.5, 2 weeks. As I get my vacation, as I collect my money. I had to buy a new phone for my Christmas because my old phone was like 7 years old. Why I'm doing this example? Because I want to show that I really don't like things. So, yes, if you don't buy things, you save money. And you know, in the airport, beer is expensive. So, if I have a chance, I want to test my limits, because, as I said, I can never be sure how and where I can go in the future. So I don't want to have these barriers that I won't go there because this place is inaccessible. Of course, as a person who has severe disability, accessibility is very important for me too. But for me, accessibility is a little bit different right now. My accessibility is most of you, yes. Yuri can't help me because his hands doesn't work, so not much use of him in this matter, but he is a good planner. So we take good trips together. And funny thing that sometimes we have, it's three of us. One of our friend Valev has 1.5 hand. So basically it's 3 persons and only 1.5 working hands. So traveling is possible for everyone. Yes, and limits, yes, I have been falling, I have been crawling. In Estonia, there is a saying that if you fall, you stand up. If you fall, you learn. You stand up, you learn. But sometimes I don't learn nothing, because again and again I am discovering myself hiking trails, some chairs, stairs, stupid stairs, but these moments are creating memories. So, to eat and drink. I have to say that if you travel around Europe or also outside of Europe, the food culture in the world is very mixed. I'm like a little farm boy. I don't understand what is good pizza, because I have eaten pizza in Napoli. It was good, yes. But I have been eating pizza in Riga, absolutely well, nicely made. I have been eating pizza in Tallinn most of the times. Very good, absolutely. But what I have to say that what I like to discover is the drinking culture of different countries, because in every country they have their schnapps, which are really interesting to taste. And what to do? I have to say that little schnapps connects people. So I heard that there are people from Valmermuža. I hope you brought some work with you. I'm not sure, of course, that was a joke. Yes, and to speak about accessibility matter, what connects food, it's sometimes food is not accessible for us. It's very hard to eat. And yes, if you give me this good piece of meat, 300 grams of good meat, I ate all myself. I was struggling afterwards, but it was good. It was in Prague. But I couldn't eat myself because I need someone to make it in pieces. So yes, I could eat like a wolf, but it doesn't look well. And yes, of course, you can't get better seafood than in Greece or any other place, actually. Because what they tell you about the morning catch, it's not always true. You found out that, okay, it's the same thing what I eat in Estonia. It comes from deep fridge. And sometimes they even ask you more money about it. For this, you could buy yourself and make yourself. But unfortunately, I can't make myself actually this seafood or any other food, so I have to pay. What to do? And there is a saying in Estonia that people who have some kind of disability must be a rich person, because usually if I go somewhere, I also pay for my helper. I pay his or her food, and overall to be married or to have a girlfriend, it's very expensive too. Where is the text? Okay, text is missing, but I remember. And on the trips, on my journeys, I like to step out of the comfort zone. So 3 years ago, I asked myself, okay, I have been in the sky, jumping out from the working plane 14 times. It's time to go to diving to the water. And I just went to one diving center, and I said, okay guys, my name is Tom. I want to go diving. I can't move my hands. I can't give you no signals. If something goes wrong, then you have to understand, and we need to come to the top. But I want to go. I take all my risks. And these guys are like, okay, we need to ask our main instructor, is it possible? And 2 hours later, I got this message that, okay, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, be there and be there. And we went to diving. This left photo is my first diving, and now I have been diving like 4 times. Yes, unfortunately, we can't go very deep. Yes, we can for 1 time, I guess. If something happens, I stay there. But it's the same joke with skydiving. I can jump alone only 1 time. And this will be my last jump. Yeah, I'm wiping my face because while you are sitting, I'm making good training. And if we speak about Europe, then people are in Europe, they have more knowledge about the disabilities. But as I experienced in Mauritius, they are more like, I'm not sure you can do it. I'm not sure you can do this. I'm not sure you can go on the bus. And they were, for me, it was really strange, but I understand them also. They don't want to take this responsibility. Of course, I don't go to one cage with a lion to hug and kiss it, because lion doesn't understand. It's a disability. Lion can think it can be a threat, and of course, lion can bite me. I understand. But if I wanted to go to diving, or to have a ride on a zip line. They were really struggling in their mind. But if I said, I have done this 3 times already, nothing has happened, there is nothing special with me, only I'm shaking, and if something goes wrong, I more likely die because my hands doesn't work to grab some cords or whatever. And they were like, okay, if you say so, you can do it. And but yes, what I want to say that we are lucky in Europe because disability is just not only a word, and there's a meaning behind it. And what we have good is that in Europe we have so many persons with different disabilities that almost everyone knows somebody who has some kind of disability or health issue. And people overall with health issues we have in Europe a lot, because we are becoming more elder. With age there comes some health issues for sure, and we are more into this topic with every year. That's why our routes and everything must be accessible. That's why our touristic places and activities must be accessible. And mindset is already moving towards this direction. Oh, concerts. I'm a big live concerts fan, and here we are. Okay, there is one stupid. Okay, no one sees it, I think. There's one stupid T-shirt also, which is not very polite, but I think nobody sees it. I'm sorry if somebody sees it. But to concert, it's usually I'm doing like this. If I'm going with people who helps me to do what I want to do in the concert trips, I take myself as a role as a planner. So I plan everything. I plan tickets, I collect money, I ask who hasn't sent yet, I chase it around, I buy concert tickets. Sometimes it's complicated because you can buy like 6 or 7 concert tickets by one purchase. But to visit concerts, it's really, again, stepping out of your comfort zone, because it's fun. You can imagine if 7 guys are together, no women at all, 7 guys are on their trip. You can imagine what happens. You can imagine the talks, you can imagine the topics, you can imagine the laughter. That's why we go there, to a little bit like enjoy and have this extra dirty humor, which is not good for other ears. So yes, this is AC/DC last year in Dresden. AC/DC is coming also to Tallinn this year, and next week we are going to see Bruce Springsteen in Prague. And already we are thinking about next year's Metallica in Scotland. So these memories are coming back next week when we are visiting Bruce Springsteen. With Bruce Springsteen, there's a funny story I want to share. We have one guy here who is like mega fan, and he bought himself VIP zone ticket. And after a couple of beers, we found out very good plan that he gives this ticket to me. We are going to the gate, and I will speak that this guy is my sender, and I need to get him in. And of course we did it. And first, the officer said, "No, you can't go." I said, "Why?" "Because this guy doesn't have a VIP ticket." Okay, I was like confident. "Can I speak with your boss?" Boss said, yeah, no problem, go in. And then these handbands, they just multiplied. And people were changing clothes, and they were walking in. Again, we gave 2 VIP these handbands over the fence to other guys. They were changing some clothes, T-shirts, which is quite hard to change, hats, and now it was 4 of us in already. And now we had 4 handbands, and we all got in the VIP area. Actually, it's not a very nice thing to do. It's a little bit like stealing, but I think Bruce Springsteen has a lot of money. So they didn't lose nothing, but we were very happy. So some funny pictures of a trip to USA, because this jet lag was really hitting me. First days, I was sleeping basically everywhere. Sleeping on the door bus on the right picture. I paid quite a good amount of money to just sleep in the bus under the sun. What I saw, good dreams, I hope. And left side, it's good picture that shows that I'm quite good traveler myself, because I like to sleep. So to speak about accessibility, to make your tour accessibility, you need to spend a lot of time. As Yuri knows, as maybe other of you knows, you need to look pictures, you need to see, are the bus accessible, are the trains accessible, and all the time something happens, that your train is not accessible, your bus is not accessible, nobody knows nothing, because emails in other countries, they just don't work, nobody reads them, nobody has never heard nothing. Like if I go to airport myself, if it's in Tallinn or Riga, yes, email works. But if you go like to Stockholm or other airports in the world, you need to speak by phone. Because you go to the office and you say, I had a personal helper request on the flight, this and this. Nobody has never heard nothing. So that can be a struggle. Here is a picture about the White House, and I have written here that to see Madhouse myself. That's a true, because you never know what kind of gates are going to be closed for us. I had a big dream to go to see Moscow. Of course, now I don't want to go to Moscow anymore, because I don't want to say that word. But I had dream almost fulfilled to see a band called System of a Down. But then COVID came, and all traveling, all events were closed like for 3 years. So world is very tricky place, and it's getting more crazier, I think. So if you have a chance, please go and fulfill your dreams right now. Now, I need to go to this mad country again to fulfill my dream and to see my favorite band, System of a Down, in end of August. But I'm not very cheerful yet. I'm not allowed to be. I am a little bit afraid what can happen, because we don't know. Trump can say that, okay, Baltic countries don't like Putin, let's deny their entry to the States. Absolutely possible, and you never know what this crazy guy is thinking. So I'm quite on time, exactly 30 minutes. I'm very proud of myself. I hope you liked my little presentation, and I think we still have time for 1 or 2 questions. Actually, we don't have time, but I can take a little bit. Do you have any questions?
Yes, go ahead. Ask Tom.
This is empty.
I know.
Okay. So if no questions, I hope my little presentation gave you little encouragement to follow your dreams, or to see that things are possible if you live economy life. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tom. That was great. You are able to show funny side of it. And obstacles are there everywhere, but our work is to try to remove them. And for that, we have also got a session presenters here today from the Estonian National Heritage Board and from the Latvian National Heritage Board. So I would like to ask Merle and Inga to come first, and Mara after the Estonian introduction. And this is about how to make actually heritage more accessible, as it has been also this a little bit maybe myth that if you ask, they are not allowing you to do anything. But please, Merle.
My name is Merle Kinks, and I'm working in National Heritage Board as architect advisor. There are more than 5,000 buildings in Estonia that are under the architecture and monument protection. Most of them are houses. The rest of them are bridges, gates, walls, and parks. The heritage includes churches, medieval merchants' houses, manors. There are schools in many houses from 1920s already. Fortification buildings, industrial buildings, and so on. Accessibility issues are mostly related to buildings. The Heritage Board believes that public buildings should be made accessible for wheelchair users where possible, for example, by installing an elevator or lift. Unfortunately, a lot of heritage sites, like church towers or city walls towers, will always have parts that are not accessible. The Heritage Conservation Act states, when making changes in his historical environment, the principles of preserving the diversity and quality of the cultural and living environment are followed. Any addition must support and help highlight previously created values. And very important, when making changes, the special needs of people with disabilities are also taken into account. Inclusive design. We need to pay more attention to the environment to ensure that everything, starting from streets, parks, and transport to the interiors of buildings, are more accessible for elderly people, wheelchair users, people with strollers, the visually impaired, and the hearing impaired. This is easier to achieve with new buildings, but more complicated with existing ones, heritage buildings especially. Some examples. Here you see architectural heritage monuments, Three Sisters on the left side and Great Guildhall, both have elevators. In Three Sisters is hotel and Great Guildhall is museum. Tallinn Puppet Theatre. Here you see in the center new extension between old houses. The extension project included the addition of an elevator in the old theatre building, connecting all 4 floors. From the courtyard of new building, a person with reduced mobility can access the entire building complex directly from the street. The foyer of the new building extension is located on top of historical walls, which results in a multi-level floor. To ensure access to the new hall for wheelchair users, a lift has been added. Here is first floor plan. Brown parts are old houses, and in the center is new hall. And this red one there is elevator. Haapsalu school building. An elevator is located in the corner. You see the windows are closed. And in interior, main stairs and foyer, and transparent elevator on the right, next to the staircase. And elevator entrance. Quite good solution. And Viljandi County, the main building, the Vana-Võidu now a school. Lift is outside the building. Viljandi Folk Music Center in the old barn. Here you see ramp and main entrance, and stairs and elevator have been added for the rear facade of the building. elevator and stairs. And in the whole space has been reserved next to the seats for strollers and wheelchairs. An accessible restroom has been included, which also features a baby changing table. And our best example is a cannon tower of at Margarethe Maritime Museum now. A round elevator connects all floors, including access to the rooftop cafe. The best example, 90% of the exhibition is accessible to all visitors with wheelchairs and baby strollers. 2 entrances for people with mobility disabilities, ramps, etc. First medieval tower at the old town wall with a lift, tactile floor plans, tactile 3D printed copies of exhibits, and audio tour. Some interior views. Here you see round lift, first fortification tower with a lift. And accessible exhibition furniture. And Tallinn, St. Nicholas Church, Museum of Medieval Art. This church was bombed in 1944 and is reconstructed. Here you can see a small model of a church for the visually impaired, this black small one in front of the picture and an elevator in the background. This is very elegant design. The construction doesn't cover vitrage. Very good solution. Very special, elegant elevator. There are tactile walking paths. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Inga Raudvassala, and I'm working in National Heritage Board, and I'm a Tartu County advisor. As Merle told you examples from our capital city, I'm trying to show some examples from countryside. Maybe these examples not so completely and not so expensive and beautiful, but these are better than nothing. At first, building in elevator in my Udarna manor house. Please find the elevator in the picture. It's quite a good design, and here is an old picture of manor house, and elevator is right there is this red circle, and it was a big discussion where to build this elevator. At first it was planned inside house, but it was quite complicated because in the house there is a gear house and some room facilities were, and at last we decided that the best solution is to build elevator outside this old manor house. And here you see also this progress and what has been done and why. New elevator shaft outside of monument also carries one very special idea which is connected with monuments is the principle that all you put together today you must move, and it's outside solution is better for monument also. Of course, this elevator shaft was made of new materials, but the finishing is monument friendly and not look like a new construction. Some windows were reconstructed because elevator needs a door, but manor house has more windows left over. And it is very suitable for inhabitants and also caretakers. And very important is that nursing house is still in manor house, and monument has a function. Next example is new staircase in medieval Puhja church. It's quite a high staircase, but it's better than nothing. And here you can see the same place before the staircase. And as you see, it was necessary to make a hole in the ceiling. And of course, this medieval church only way was a staircase inside the monument. And we discussed also to make a staircase like new materials, metal, glass, and so on. But here comes also money in our table, and parish also wanted to make staircase like old style and monument friendly. And the opening to the ceiling was made between two beams, and it was quite a suitable place. And now the attic is suitable for parish work, exhibition, concert, children works, and so on. And also for visitors, it's better to go to attic, because before this staircase was only way to visit the attic, this medieval, very narrow and quite a dark staircase. Now, as example here in Tammistu, it's family house near here. It was a monument which called Milky House, and now it's a family house. It was in a very bad condition, but now it's very beautiful and nice house. And here is inside this family house. And also here was elevator inside. It's here in the middle. And some pictures before restoration and during the restoration. It was a quite abandoned house, and very big challenges were during the restoration there. But we got solutions. And what has been done? Also, new function and uses were necessary for a family house, and we, in a good cooperation with customer and with Meelis, we discussed all these problems here, and our restoration builder was very good, and architects also were trying to find the new solutions. And for a monument, all valuable details are preserved, and also during the restoration works we found some paintings and new findings, and these details are also preserved. Elevator is inside the monument, and this monument is also saved, and it's good function also. And in Tammistu, you see, I haven't got put here some pictures because you can see this whole environment here. This new building where we have a breakfast. This is also new building in an old environment, because Tammistu Manor Park is also an architectural monument. And it was also quite a big process, beginning with planning, architecture, and we discussed all the solution here. We stand here and with architect and planner and the other people how to find the better solution for monument and for this Tammistu Agrenska needs. In Architectural Museum, we have very good models. And then I started to think about this problem, accessibility of blind people. I found these models. And I have got an idea which I'm carrying to the same Puhja Church, because there is a very active parish, and I'm thinking that I'm telling them to make also this kind of 3D model to their church. And this is, I think, this is a very good example how simple ways we have today to make this accessibility. And in Tartu city room, we have also some models, but as you see, the idea maybe was good to give an example of our old stone bridge, but city design is awful, I think. Not only, it's awful design for everyone. I personally don't like this place at all because it's very, very uncomfortable to move with a bicycle or pedestrian or so on. And here I can see this over-designed environment. This should be more light and simple, I think. And another model from our Kuressaare Castle, which is quite far from here. Here also a story about that the museum first thought that it's for tourist guides to take an overview from castle and bastions, but I think that it's have also suitable for accessibility. And it's made from bronze, and at first it was designed from concrete, but it's bronze is better material, I think. And I think it's my last example, and it's maybe it's last year. It was put in Tartu St. John's Church. It's terracotta sculpture, and as you see, you may touch it. It's a copy, and I think that it's better than with 3D models, because here you can feel this genuine material, because all these terracotta sculptures are made from burnt clay, and here you can see this exhibition there. Maybe yes, it's we need to deal with this accessibility. Here you can see ramps. It is possible, but maybe some difficulties, and also here it is here not with a Braille letter, and must have done more steps. And I thought, what is our bottlenecks? Maybe the first is inclusive design. We also in National Heritage need a smart architectural solution and good cooperation with architects. Also, we had to raise our awareness, and sometimes small things are very big things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Inga, and thank you for highlighting also the place where we are today. So basically we have 3 or even 4, including this one here, the buildings, and all of those buildings have been provided with accessibility. Some maybe are having some struggles, like the main building of the manor house. The best entrance appears to be via the basement floor, but the new building is built so that we try to avoid any obstacles at all. But I'm also encouraging you all, and also from the Heritage Board, to think that we have been speaking a lot about solutions for visually impaired and mobility impaired, but we could also think about the hearing impaired, so that if there is something also available in the sign language, we were discussing yesterday in the seminar in Rõuge that there is in the Maritime Museum in Tallinn, Fat Margaret Tower, there are quite many solutions already. And we think also that it's really important that the users are contributing to the better environment. But I would like to invite our Latvian colleague from the Latvian National Heritage Board, Mara Laas, to explain how is it in Latvia. I personally have seen quite many good examples, but Mara, probably you have a lot of first-hand information, and also how you reached to that level. And thanks.
So, keeping up with the good practice, I will describe myself. I'm 1 meter 75 centimeters long, light hair, greenish gray eyes, and I'm wearing this thing jacket and a white blouse and light pants and black shoes. So now, yeah. And now to the presentation. So yeah, good afternoon. I'm very pleased and honored to be here. It's really important to discuss the topics that speaks both our shared cultural values and our collective responsibility. The development of accessible tourism within cultural heritage contexts and environments. As an art historian and specialist, I will share both strategic insights and examples of good collaboration practices in a recent year, and the core principles adopted to guide accessibility in heritage in our institution. So, accessibility matters especially in the context of cultural heritage because access is about more than physical entry. It's about dignity, participation, and the right to engage with the cultural stories and spaces that shapes our identities. Accessibility benefits everyone, and it's very, very important to understand. More importantly, accessible design in heritage environments sends a strong cultural message. Our past belongs to everyone, and that everyone should be able to experience, understand, and enjoy it, independently and with dignity. So, creating accessible tourism routes is not just about compliance, it's about shaping welcoming, inclusive spaces without diminishing historical value. In case of Old Riga, it prompts us to think more broadly about cultural accessibility, because providing access to individual sites is not enough. If the city lacks cohesive, supportive infrastructure, while historic cobblestones are a valid part of our cultural heritage, protected by the law of the preservation and protection of the historic center of Riga, without regular maintenance, it can become a very, very big obstacle for a lot of many people. The challenge is not to blame historical values, but to find thoughtful, balanced solutions that respect heritage while ensuring accessibility for all. In the slideshow, you can see an older map of Old Riga. This is all the area, covered with cobblestones. So, the red star you can see is our placement of the National Heritage Board, basically in the heart of the city. So the historic cobblestone pavements, while integrated to the city's cultural identity, poses significant challenges for accessibility. So addressing the challenges requires a broad perspective and long-term solutions developed through close interdisciplinary cooperation, balancing heritage preservation and the need for inclusive and safe environments. So, in 2 years, a major reconstruction project will begin on Valgņu Street in Old Riga and the surrounding areas. The goal is to make this part of Old Riga, which is included in UNESCO World Heritage List, accessible to all. Right now you can see it's not. And according to plans of the Riga Council, the streets will be primarily, they will become pedestrian zone, and the stakeholders are committed to restoring the pavement by combining historical cobblestones with modern solutions. We'll see in a few years what will happen, because this will be a crucial part for the future visions and development of the Old Riga and city. Partnerships are essential to balance preservation and inclusivity, making cultural heritage accessible and enjoyable. The Heritage Board and the NGOs Aperons have been cooperating for several years, but the most significant and visible progress has taken place in recent years. So this cooperation has led to meaningful activities and shared initiatives aimed at improving accessibility in heritage sites. So enhanced cooperation between state institutions and civil society in shaping heritage policy is also very crucial, because true accessibility begins with empathy and grows through informed long-term collaborations. In the picture you can see our 3 brothers in Latvia. You have in Tallinn 3 sisters, we have 3 brothers. This is a home for our staff, the Heritage Board, and Aperons was a big part of making this complex more sorry, yes, a bit more accessibility, yeah, accessible. So, here are a few of the steps or the key highlights of initiatives in 2024. Very important was the staff training. Heritage Board staff participated in a few of those. And of course, a big part also was strengthening accessibility survey. So Aperon's initiative was the project Cultural Heritage for All. And Heritage Board compiled a list. And afterwards, by Aperon's trained volunteers, so volunteers assessed the accessibility. I was one of those volunteers. It was amazing experience to open your mind to wider concepts. And of course, third important part was improved customer service engagement. And in 2024, National Heritage Board of Latvia adopted a set of foundational principles for addressing accessibility in the cultural historical environments. So these principles provide a strategic framework for reconciling two core values, the preservation of heritage and inclusion of all individuals in cultural life. I will not go into all of these 10 principles, but one of the few of the most important there are, for example, accessibility should not be a formality. It must be threatened as an opportunity to enrich the meaning and experience of heritage. Or solutions must reflect quality and craftsmanship, and evolving technology opens new possibilities. Another event at European Heritage Days in Latvia was a very important discussion with stakeholders from public, state, and private institutions, NGOs, experts. And here are some main key points. I would like to pinpoint cross-sectoral cooperation. That's truly one of the most essential part for making things happening. And another very valuable event was organized by Aperons in cooperation with Heritage Board, Riga City Council, and European Accessibility Resource Center, Accessible EU, was the forum Accessibility of Cultural Heritage, Myth and Reality. So the forum highlight was the presentations by volunteers of the results for the project Cultural Heritage for All. And the data is quite harsh. We visited 180 state protected building surveyed. So we visit them, and only 24 was truly acceptable. So it highlights the problem. And all the data is published on Maperons. We talked a bit more about Maperons yesterday, so you can go in and look all the necessary details. And also I wanted to pinpoint very good initiative is award presented to sites with innovative accessibility solutions. So it was the first time when that prize award went out, so hopefully it will be a tradition. So, while our goals are clear to make cultural heritage accessible, inclusive and safe, the path to achieving this is rarely straightforward. Across renovation or new projects, we constantly encounter several recurring challenges. These challenges are real, but not insurmountable. So here are some of the main challenges and the description. I would like to get your attention to these challenge points. Those are really taken from the examples of the real life. And the other You can get into these examples later on. I will not take up your time just to go through them. But the main focus here is that each one is also an invitation to innovate, to collaborate more deeply, and to treat accessibility not as a checklist, but as a core design value. So these two tabs needs to be seen next to each other as a challenge, description, solution, strategic approach. Maybe some of this can help you or somebody else, so this will be available. In conclusion, not already conclusion. As we move forward, so our goal is very clear, to transform accessibility from an expectation into an integral part of cultural heritage management, and it's very important. This requires not just tools or resources, but a paradigm shift in how we think about space, identity, and inclusion. Our vision is defined by 5 future-facing priorities. Of course, policy, because it's our area where we work. And professional competence and training is, I think, on the same level of importance. Inclusive design and cultural values, so not just for functionality, but dignity, aesthetics, and meaning. And participatory heritage practices needs to be more on top of our list, because we cannot take some evaluations without talking to the real people. We cannot just look into laws, we have to speak to each other. And last but not least, resilient and adaptive environments. So it's very, very important nowadays. And now, so in conclusion, finally, I invite you to reflect on what accessibility in cultural heritage truly represents. Because it's not only a technical requirement or a policy goal, it's an expression of how we as a society define dignity, equality, and shared belonging. It's very crucial. Cultural heritage is not static. It lives through public access, engagement, and interpretation. Preservation and inclusion are not opposites. They can reinforce each other when approached thoughtfully and collaboratively. So, thank you. Let's keep building the heritage together. And thank you for hosting this wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mara. Now we have got some views on how the solutions have been coming up in our countries, but I would still like to ask some clarifications or questions, and you are very welcome to ask questions, in particular, as I earlier also said about the hearing impairment, how is it taken on board better? And also we have a group which often isn't taken on board. It's the intellectual disability, neurodivergent topic as well. So you are welcome to think about it and come forward and just wave if you have a question. But we have a discussion here after lunch from 2 to 3:30 also, where we can discuss more about it. But I still want to ask both of you, the National Heritage Boards, today, are you proactively training your staff, your site owners for accessibility, or is it more that everybody who is in the process of changing the environment, they just come forward, they ask, and then you are responding to it? So my question is it more proactive or is it more responsive? So maybe I go first with Mara. How is it in Latvia?
Thank you for the question. I think in Latvia we are more engaging with problems. We are reacting to problems, not making those strategic steps. After the last year, these experiences and practices of the partnership, I think we have a very clear steps ahead what needs to be done in context of training, in staff training, in these training, and so probably there's a lot of work needs to be done, but So.
Thank you, and I would like to have also the same question for Estonian Heritage Board. I don't know if is it Inga or Merle who is taking it.
Yes, I think that we are not quite proactive. We look through these restoration projects when there are inside project they solve this accessibility. We argue is it suitable to heritage or not, and explain how to make it, but we don't demand it.
Thank you. I'm just trying to ask a little bit differently, maybe. So, how often do you see actually there are site owners, or be it a museum, or be it any visiting center, or maybe a tourism site, that they wanna themselves do a change? They want to make their content and also the environment more accessible. So are you seeing an increased demand for that, or is it like mostly always been around the same?
I think the demand is increasing more over the years when the understanding of the necessity are getting wider and bigger, and I think Aperons has done a big job for informing the society of these topics, and government and state and private sectors. So I think one of the main push for this topic is legal side, because the legal part is getting up to us even more speed. But probably the activity could be more, from a side of owners. Yeah.
Thank you. How is it in Estonia? Are you seeing some more referrals and more accessibility? Interest about accessibility?
Yes, it's awareness is a rising trend, I think, but we have a long journey to go, and yes, quite the same as in Latvia. We have also a law about this accessibility, but the solutions are sometimes hard to find, and therefore we need cooperation with architects and this good solution and smart solution also.
Thank you very much. Do we have some questions from the audience now? We have Mari Puuram from the Estonian Chamber of People with Disabilities, Accessibility Advisor.
Yes, hi everyone, I'm Melis's colleague. I wanted to ask the Estonian Heritage Board, which counterparts do you see in the process? I heard you mention architects, but what about the end users?
ma ei saanud ausalt öeldes küsimusest aru. Jah, võib äkki eesti keeles küsida. Kuidagi läks midagi kaduma.
So we have said that it's flexibility here, so I'm going to repeat this question in Estonian. Siis küsimus on selles, et nagu Muinsuskaitseamet on maininud, et arhitektidega tuleks tööd teha, aga kui palju oleks vaja nagu kaasata sellesse protsessi teie arvates muinsuskaitse vaatest just neid kasutajaid, et need, kes on, kelle jaoks me seda ligipääsetavust teeme, et mis teie tänase nii-öelda olukord, mis täna on, et võib-olla Merle siis vastab äkki keskasutuse poolt.
Yes, this is very important and our law says also that it is important but long way to go. We had one group in these questions. 2 years we thought what to do, tourism, heritage board and the other ministers, and no good solutions. And if this project, we look through these projects, mainly we watch how this suits to this house, elevator, or but no more.
May I have a comment too?
I can hold your microphone.
I believe it all starts from the schools, like not in maybe elementary, but in the middle classes, gymnasium, and of course when people are going to university, when we speak about architects and designers. So it all has to start from there. Nowadays also we have good young designers, architects, but I'm not sure they are quite into this topic of this design for all. So I think this is the key. Long way to go. Couple of 20 years.
Mari, you want to comment back also? Thank you, Tom.
Yes, I would like to comment back. Maybe we should open the dialogue between different ministries. Maybe you don't need to be alone in the process and really speak with the end users or people that benefit from accessibility. So the dialogue needs to start, and the officials aren't alone. So there's expertise elsewhere too.
Thank you very much. And then we have Christian and Kristina, but I'm giving Kristina first and then Christian.
I just wanted to say something to Tom. I don't agree that young people are not into that topic. They are. It's just about old buildings, for example, but we cannot turn accessible anymore.
Thank you. And then Christian.
Thank you, everyone. I really liked something about the Latvian presentation that said that accessibility is not just about the ticking some box and saying that the building is accessible, but it's about dignity and the inclusion in society and culture and being part of that heritage. But I actually have a question to the Estonian Heritage Board. If I remember correctly, you said that you have around 5,000 buildings in your organization. Do you have some statistics how many of those buildings are accessible for all people? And you also said that there are certain buildings that are very difficult for them to be accessible, and that they most likely will never be accessible. Could you bring some examples of buildings that are maybe difficult to make accessible, and maybe describe some of the efforts you have made or considerations regarding that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian. So the question is statistics. You have 5,000 buildings. How many do you think, or per percentage of the accessibility? And can you just name a few ones which you think is not never going to be accessible?
As I said, such buildings are medieval church towers and town wall towers. This is quite impossible to add the elevator everywhere. As you saw, this Fat Margarete is very, very good solution, very good architects, Coco architects, and St. Nicholas Church, also Coco architects. They found such elegant and good elevators. And in St. Nicholas Church, this was only for this reason possible that this church was bombed in 1944 and is reconstructed, and there was left already this space for the elevator. But the other churches, I know that Narva Alexandri Church, there is an elevator, and rohkem ei olegi vist, jah. Niguliste, St. Nicholas Church. And this is quite difficult.
Thank you, Merle. But I heard now you mentioned one architectural office, Coco Architected. So that is also a way of maybe going that you can highlight them and ask them to train others or speak with others also out of best practice, so that if they already have two good solutions behind them, they might be inspiring others, because we have also this experience, or like we managed to solve issues here to a certain extent quite well, but the same architect, maybe if the owner is not demanding, owner is not asking accessibility, they are not offering it themselves. They don't dare to offer because they think it's gonna be more expensive and it's maybe not many users and all the other things. So this is right, that the awareness of those who provide you design solutions, that is most important compared to the owner's awareness as well. Thanks. I think it's time to continue to our next topic, and that topic is access to culture in a different level. Now we have been speaking about heritage and accessibility to, let's say, the built environment, but there is so much more in culture. And I would like to give a floor first to Lee Saarsen, who was in Tartu 2024 European Capital of Culture, focusing on accessibility. And then we have Liepaja 2027 coming up in a few years' time, who also have come here to share their ideas with us and find cooperation points.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear me well? Oh, I can do. How are you doing? Somebody feeling cold? Be honest, it's your time. There's enough blankets in the back, so feel free to move and make sure you're feeling good and well. So, to follow good examples, I try to describe myself. I'm 1 meter and 70 centimeters. I have a feminine body. I have long brown hair that cover almost all my back. Have brown eyes. I consider myself beautiful. I'm wearing a grey t-shirt with a Tartu 2024 logo. On the back it's written Art of Survival. And I'm wearing long black trousers and sandals because I really hoped it will be very warm and summer as we all have dreamed. Hello to those who speak sign language. My name is Le, and as I said, I'm a former member of Tartu 2024 team, where I worked as an accessibility specialist. I was responsible for planning and implementing accessible measures for our major events. During the title year, there was about 1,600 different events organized by very different organizers, and around 20 of those were organized by our team. So before joining the Tartu 2024 team, I had been organizing various events and festivals. Maybe the most well-known among them is Viljandi Folk Music Festival. You saw the old storehouse that is now concert hall. I could say it was my second home for about 10 years or so when I worked there. I also have worked at the ticketing company Piletilevi, that is known as Pilesu service in Latvia. Does anybody have heard about it? Yes? Okay. That gave me this valuable insight to the behind-the-scenes process of event production and the solid understanding of how the culture sector operates. And in 2023, I must say something life-changing happened to me. I went to a conference about accessibility, and it was something really new for me. And one thing that I noticed there was that the event organizers and people with disabilities often don't understand each other. For example, organizers don't know how to make events accessible, and people with disabilities often feel like they are being left out on purpose. And it was also unclear who is responsible for that, for what. One example was that on that conference, ticketing platforms were several times blamed for not offering tickets for wheelchair seating. But in this culture sector, actually, it is the organizer who is saying which kind of tickets we're gonna sell or not. So it's a good knowledge if we want to change some processes to know who to talk to. And this conference made me want to dive deeper into the topic, get to know more about accessibility and what we can do to make this gap between two parties smaller. And Tartu 2024 gave me a wonderful opportunity to do that, or at least try. And maybe to illustrate our journey, I would like to start with a simple game. Maybe it's more correct to say that is exercise. And it's really easy. First, please, we're all gonna do it. So, but first, please listen, and then we can start all together. You can sit, or if you feel you want to stand up, go ahead, stretch yourself and stand up. And The point is really easy. I will say to you different directions, and you have to move your head on that direction. For example, if I say up, you watch up. If I say down, you watch down, left and right. If it's not okay with you, it is really okay, just move your gaze, your eyes up, down, left or right. Or if it's still, you need a third option, just close your eyes and imagine that you are moving along. So, are you ready? Yes. Up, down, left, right, left, up, down, right, left, down, up, right. Well done, thank you. Oh, but that is not all. Let's make it a little bit trickier. So I continue the same way, giving you directions, but this time try to move your head opposite direction. For example, if I say up, you look down. If I say down, you look up, and left and right. Okay, let's start. Up, down, left, right, left, left, down, up, down, left, right, up. Good, wow, you did a great job. Thank you very much. I saw no one wanted to stretch, so let's continue the same way. How did it go? Was it easy? No? Oh, give me a sign. You can choose what kind of sign you want to give me. If you first thought, oh, I love games, I can do this. Yes. Yes? Ooh, Tom said yes, and I saw some hands there. Okay. Give me a sign if you felt, okay, it is actually challenging. Yes. Yes, okay, maybe someone thought, oh, it's impossible. No one? Oh, good mindset. Did somebody feel insecure? No? Okay. Did somebody messed up? Once. Ah, I see some hands. Okay. Who didn't give up? No. Yes, I saw many of you like struggling, but up, down, left, right, trying to do their best. Who felt like, okay, let me practice a little more and I'll be pretty good at this? Who felt like, okay, I need some more practice? I see nodding heads. Okay, people are thinking, maybe, yeah. Okay, and now be really, really honest. Who thought, how is this game related to accessibility and Tartu 2024? Okay, I'm seeing some hands. Well, actually, that's about what organizing accessibility at Tartu 2024 felt like. We truly believed that it was possible, and it is possible to make differences. But since no one on our team had previously worked with accessibility in a conscious way, we faced many challenges and tasks that seemed impossible. And we had to change our way of thinking. Things that seemed possible, we had to make them work somehow. We didn't know how, but we tried our best. There was a lot of uncertainty and insecurity, and we somehow succeeded, and we sometimes totally messed up, but we didn't give up, and we treated our failures as valuable lessons, and that I recommend all of you very warmly to do the same. The two most frequently asked questions I received I receive are, where did you mess up and how did you find your partners? In my experience, these two are often closely connected. There is a saying that the best way to learn is learn from your mistakes. And I would add that making mistakes can be the quickest way to find allies and collaborators. There were many things that we actually did really well, and I'm really proud of them. But today I'm focusing on the mistakes because the lessons we learn from those mistakes were the most sweetest. So maybe our first challenge was in 2023 October when we launched our program. We had open air big concert that was also broadcast live on the national television, and we included audio description. Who knows what is audio description? Yeah, it's the same thing that I did when I introduced myself, but I described myself. So yeah, it was something that we worked really hard to achieve, but because of the lack of our experience, we missed some crucial details, and the result actually didn't meet our expectations. So shortly after the broadcast, I received a really emotional phone call from an audio description expert. She said that our attempt had been rather confusing for her and had damaged the reputation of audio description in Estonia. So life of accessibility specialist in Tartu 2024 was like that at first, because during that phone call I realized, yes, I got a lot of critique, but we actually share the same goal. We both want to make culture sector more accessible, and this situation other thing that I realized, that situations like that are the base where we can bring two different groups together, organizers and people with disabilities. Here is our opportunity to explain what we are doing, why we are messing up, and the other part can teach us. So what started as a critical phone call turned into a constructive 1 hour conversation, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Another valuable relationship also began with a sharp criticism. After we had launched the program, we received a comment on our social media that was basically a punch in the face, where there was said something like that, okay, you totally failed, the accessible platform was too far from the stage and the ramp was too steep. So it was another good day in at my work. And my colleagues tried to reassure me, oh, don't take it personally. This person, no, she's always going to every event and always giving this kind of toxic feedback. But for me, this feedback wasn't toxic, because actually I knew she was right. We really messed up because, we had our plans, but unfortunately our technical partner somehow didn't manage to fulfill them. So the ramp was too steep and the feedback was correct. And I remembered that I was told that she visits every event. So I contact with her, and make her my good partner. So what I learned from it, put the emotions away and try to see what you are told and listen really carefully, because often we have the same goal to make our environment more and more accessible. I must admit that in the beginning, when I start my journey at Tartu 2024, I saw people with disabilities mainly as the audience. They were people we are doing something for. I believe that the best way to reach for them was the national umbrella organization, like the one the mail list is from, I looked for context. I went to different meetings, tried to meet people, but all the people I met was based in Tallinn, while our project, Tartu 2024, was rooted in South Estonia. At first I thought, okay, we're doing something really, really big, and it's good enough if I have this Estonian covered organization. But at the point when I managed to connect with local people and disability communities in Tartu, that's where my perspective started to shift. I realized that best results don't come from designing for people with disabilities, but from creating with them. So greetings from Handicapped and Margit and Ave as well. Accessibility, in my opinion, isn't just about giving people the chance to access the final result. It is about including them in the whole process. And this is something that we have to practice. Unfortunately, it isn't like that, okay, now I decided and now I'm gonna do it flawlessly. It all begins with the first step. So co-creating accessibility builds skills and understanding for both sides, actually, for organizers and for experts as well. And that's when real change becomes possible, in my opinion. So, even though I mostly talk about the things that we didn't do so well, I still want to stress that we did pretty good. We learned a lot. And I think in many ways we managed to change the mindset, at least at the culture sector. And I must admit that for me, life changed, and I think the big changes in society are all often started from one person. So I see this as a beginning of the journey. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of mindset to shift, opportunities to find, impossible situations to make possible, and we should do it together. So that's all for me today. Thank you for listening. I'm open to some questions if we have time.
We maybe take it later when together with BFI.
Okay.
I will introduce myself, and I'm really happy to be here. I don't have a lot of experience in accessibility. I'm still learning, but I'm happy to gain a lot of knowledge from all of you. I'm Justine. Today I'm representing Liepāja 2027. My main job is to work with community involvement, and accessibility is into that as well. Yes, I think we will wait for the presentation because the presentation is my guidelines. I can speak from my head, but presentation I think includes important information. Oh, and following the good practice. I'm 167 centimeters long. I can bring my computer if needed.
Can we change the computer now?
Yes, okay, I will bring my computer afterwards. So, 167 centimeters long. I have green hair that's gathered in a ponytail. I have black pants, jacket, and black t-shirt with the red lines around them. And I have orange Converse shoes. And System of a Down is also my favorite group. Yes, okay, I will bring the computer so the presentation's on. Liepāja will be the cultural capital in Europe in 2027, so we are only in the beginning of the road. Okay. If you look in the map, oh my God. Yes. If you look in the map, we are in the corner of Latvia, and we have unrest land. That's our main guideline in the concept. And unrest land consists of 3 parts of Latvia. It's Liepāja, it's South Kurzemes region, and it's Kuldīga as well. If it's about numbers, then Liepāja is the 3rd largest city in the Latvia. We have approximately 70,000 population in the city. We have a lot of educational opportunities. It's 8 higher educational institutions, 21 kindergarten, 12 schools, and sports schools, and etc. Diverse sport life, we have a lot of stadiums and opportunities there. Also, it's rich cultural life. I wrote down only 2 of them, but it's not all. We have Concert Hall Great Amber, my colleagues are here. It's open air concert hall Pūtveini, and there are some smaller ones as well in the Liepāja. So we have 4 museums, 6 small theaters, and a lot of amateur groups. And that's about the numbers. There's more, but I will not go through them because I think numbers are only a small part of the main things. We have beautiful concept, it's called Unrest. And Unrest consists of 5 program lines. It's Port Paradox, European Dream, New Eyes, Deliberate Modesty, and Creative Foresight. My main line is New Eyes because it's more how we can see each other insidely with the new eyes, to see my neighbor, to see what's around me and what can I do about that. And now we are in the middle of the road. If in the 2023 we started to implement the program and planning everything, then now we are in 2025 and we have 1.5 years to prepare for the big celebration. I think the year 2027 will be amazing, full with a lot of activities, events, full of everything. And we are trying to do our best to make it more accessible, inclusive, and everything that we can do about that. And today I will try to give you small insights of our best practices and challenges till this moment, what we have been doing and how we did it, and what's the hardest part of that. One good example that we love to tell is Liepāja 400 celebration. This year, Liepāja is 400 years old. And we had amazing celebration and concert called Personal Code Liepāja. It happened in the middle of the week. It was work day. There was 10,000 attendees. It's a lot for Liepāja. We made procurement that was aligned with accessibility standards, and the organization that made an event, they did everything that they could to provide concert accessible. Then municipality came by and they added free public transportation for everyone, so everyone could be there and be part of that. And also we provided live streaming so everyone who is not there can see as well the concert. About accessibility, there was a special platform designed for individuals with mobility impairments, and they really used that. We had sign language interpretation in the concert, so everyone could see the concert and hear it. We had also additional details regarding loud noises and fireworks because it was there, and for someone it is important to know that. Although I mentioned 3 things, but there was a lot of people, and it's 10,000, and there was everyone, small, big, young, old, families with kids, family with no kids, dogs, of course cats probably wasn't there, but yeah, we tried to make the event for everyone. And after the concert, we got good feedback from persons with some disabilities, and they told that finally I was there, I heard concert, I was part of that, and I felt included. So I think this is one of our good examples what we did. This is only one example. Furthermore, we are working with capacity building in the cultural sector, and one of the capacity building events, it's our annual conference, Cultural Renovation. Last year, it was there was a lot of information about how to make cultural more accessible, how to see the point of view of the cultural participants who are participating in events. And this also was a good example because we chose accessible location. Our colleagues, Great Amber, there was translation in English, and this year all the conference will be only about accessibility. You are really welcome to come to Liepāja in I'm afraid to tell you the wrong data. October. But I will send you detailed information. Because, yes, we will be happy if you will be there, and we can maybe make some cooperation as well. Regarding capacity building, we have been organizing a few workshops for everyone who is interested. And yeah, we made it open for everyone, not only from the cultural sector, but if you are a small business owner, you could also attend. We organized them mostly cooperating with communities, for example, for the visually impaired. And they made a beautiful workshop where everyone could put yourself in other shoes and feel on your skin how it is to be visually impaired, how you manage to live your life, how you play games also, and how you read, and etc. This was a good way how to promote awareness and promote skill development for organizations, and also how to think about inclusive design. Now we have organized, if I'm not mistaken, 3 workshops, but we look forward to do more. So this also is one of our good practices. And also it's about digital accessibility. Of course, we have a homepage where you can see all the information about what we are doing and what's next. And there we have three main solutions. One of them is small icons in the event side. If you press on event, then you can see for what it's accessible. Here you can see that the event is accessible for individuals with cognitive disabilities. It's family-friendly event, it's pet-friendly event, and it's wheelchair accessible. So if you press on an event, you see if you can access to that. Also, we have the size of the letters you can change to see better, and the color adjustment. And furthermore, we are planning how to add more detailed information about accessibility. And then it's the next step, what we can do, and we are trying to do the collaboration with experts. We now have freshly signed agreement with the organization Sustento. They are experts in the field also, and they will give us consultations for us as a foundation and for core partners that also will be organizing an events. One thing is consultations, the other thing is recommendations, what to do, how to do it better, and also we will, by cooperating with them, we will make guidelines for accessibility that will be available for everyone in our homepage. This is about collaboration, and then there is challenges. I know I have only one slide about challenges, but they're big challenges, and we are trying to look forward how we can address them. One thing is overall accessibility with the city, because it's not a secret, Liepāja is old city, and we have a lot of old and inaccessible streets and buildings, and it takes a lot of money and understanding to make it different. Then it's not easy to raise awareness. Not everyone is ready to collaborate, and we are looking forward to how to include everyone, all the organizations, and how to help them to do better. And this is really big challenge. And then extensive collaboration with the cultural institutions. It's not only about us, that we have to make some events and we have to reach the goal 2027, but it's also other institutions. So yes, thank you. I'm really happy to be here, and I will give floor to my colleagues.
Thank you very much, Justiina.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laura, and today I will share our experience from Koncerthāle Great Amber on how we approach accessibility, from practical applications to challenges we faced, solutions we made, and our future plans. So, let me begin with a short introduction. The Koncerthāle Great Amber was opened in November 2015, and it has several halls, the biggest one with 1,000 seats. Also, we have residents, Liepāja Symphony Orchestra and Liepāja Music School. Since Liepāja got status Europe Culture Capital City 2027, we have opportunity to shine not only in Liepāja and Latvia, but also in Europe culture sky. In this presentation, I walk you through our experience with accessibility, the challenges we encountered and the solutions we implemented, and our future plans to further improve this aspect. Let's start with communication accessibility. We reorganized that communication is a key factor for inclusiveness. So we implemented a hearing loop to further assist people with hearing aids to engage and giving them experience to hearing better concepts. A hearing loop is a sound system that sends audio directly to hearing aids with wireless magnetic signal. It helps people with hearing loss to hear more clearly by cutting out background noise. Next, environmental accessibility. This includes physical layout and design of the building. We have signatures, lightings, navigation paths, and adjustments whenever possible to aid accessibility. Also, we have information in our website. It's information about wheelchair, accessibility space in the hall, induction loop, and information for people with hearing impairments attending concerts. Closely related is physical accessibility. This refers features like ramps, elevators, seating arrangements, and facilities designed to support people with mobility impairments. Our building is complex. It is easy for everyone to get lost in, so the guidance of our staff is instrumental. One of the most important, yet often overlooked aspects is the overall attitude and the inclusive environment we foster. Our service staff consists of 18 people, and we continuously invest in staff training to build awareness, empathy, and understanding. Also, at every pre-concert meeting, we sit with staff and discuss some accessibility moments because it becomes more and more important. And of course, we have challenges. For example, our building is 10 years old. Much does not meet accessibility needs. It has a complex layout that can be difficult to navigate. Also, as I said, we have a website, but it's not 100% precise about accessibility needs and information, so we want to work on it. And 1 month ago, we as an organization had challenges when us visited visually impaired person with a guide dog. Everything ended up well, but we weren't ready for that. Yes, and our future plans. The introduction of an audio guide to help orient and inform visitors with their visual impairments. As I said, we want to work to our homepage to make it 100% precise with accessibility needs. And finally, we want to conducting audience analysis and forming collaborations to better understand and meet the needs of different visitor groups. In many ways, we as an organization are pioneers in environmental accessibility because we initiate new things that others have not yet implemented. For example, last year we got annual awards for the support of people with disabilities for accessibility solutions for people with hearing impairments. And then you can see our team. In conclusion, accessibility is not a one-time fix. It's a continuous process. And at the Great Amber, we are committed to learning, adapting, and creating an inclusive space for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laura, Justina, and Le. So we are running slightly into our lunch, but still maybe some possibility to ask questions. So if you have put your hand up, or otherwise let you know. Le is here next to me, and I also wonder that when you are responding it, and also Justina and Laura, that in the network of culture capitals, there has been many in Europe already. Is there any town, city who has been doing exceptionally or especially well in accessibility? Have you information about that?
I may say that I learned a lot from Klaipėda. I'm not sure when they were the capital of culture, but I strongly recommend. They had really, really good materials. If you want to start with accessibility, they have different printable materials, so you don't have to create your own logos. You can use their picture bank. I think it's in English. But I have a question to Laura. Me, as an organizer, I had a plan in my head that will take accessibility to a new level in Estonia, I hope. And I see that the venue owners should really map their accessibility and force organizers to present this information. For example, if I'm coming to your hall, organizing my concert, you should give me a detailed information. Okay, this accessibility that we can offer is a list of things, and I can link this information practically everywhere where I communicate about my event. Ticketing pages, my own homepage, social media, and so on, because in my experience, the crucial is the information, how we spread the info, what is accessible and what is not. You wanna? Are you doing something already?
Okay. Yes, we have information about events and accessibility. It's not only about events from Great Amber, because we have producers from different cities and different countries. And yes, we 1 month ago made an survey, yeah, for producers and for peoples to let them understand how they feel in our hall, what they need more, and yeah, the accessibility is an important part for us. We think about it and we want to work more on it. So yes, the information is what we have now, but we want to work deep in that and make it more and more accessible. Yeah, and be better on that space.
I can take it. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Can I see Alisa?
Thank you all, the three ladies that presented your challenges actually that you faced or are facing in regarding to making accessible events, because I really think this is a challenging job. It's especially, I think, challenging for not the physical access, but interpretation solutions for the deaf, the blind, and it's really, I think, hard to somehow to convey this information, this performance into such a format that anyone can actually be into it and understand it. So yeah, I really appreciate that you're doing efforts on it. But my question was, what is your experience, or maybe how do you perceive this group of mental disorders? Have you done any performances that are open to this group, that they can feel, fine in it, be actually involved into it, and be, understanding it? So what about this group?
The foundation Tartu 2024 didn't have good examples, I may say, yes, because we really did enormous events, 500 to 30,000 people. That was our mashup, I may say, and it is maybe hard to find the ways to make it comfortable for the target group that you described. But what we did, we used simple language. And in our program, we had, for example, a theater festival where children with special needs were on focus. So there were plays for blind children, children who need, less crowded space, and so on. And that was where we as organizers also could learn to see others finding the ways and trying to make their events more accessible. Do you want to add? Mm-hmm.
So in Liepāja we have day center with people with special needs, and they regularly came to our concerts. And we're trying to give them the best experience we can. And it's good communication in both ways. We can talk with them, get information to do some things better, and to next concerts to bring it in practical way. Yeah.
I can add one sentence. Yeah, I'm Liga from Great Number. I'm HR, and I'm doing training and plan training and everything else. And last year about this mental health, we had training where was this manager from this day center, and she works with persons with the mental health problems, and they're like illnesses and also the serious one. So we, a collaboration with them, we made the training for our staff, which basically is more the client stuff, which meets persons in pace in the concerts. So we had a training and to understand how they feel, what to do, what not to do, what they would like to have, and what would be nice to have, and also security and different stuff about from them. So thank you.
Important things, sometimes I forgot them. In our opening ceremony, actually, there was a school with intellectual disabilities, some youth with their family were on the stage. So, yeah, we all became one, so I hardly remember that. So that is something really special that we did.
Thank you very much for the culture capitals. We have lunch now, but what I just wanted to have a few things before. What you just said, Liga, is very important, that you have the people who work with accessibility. It doesn't help if it's only the leadership. Every single person has to understand this concept in these venues where events are held, and that is a real struggle because people also change, they leave their jobs and new ones come and they don't know. But I think that we have been able to exchange quite a few ideas here. So before lunch, which will be 1 hour, so we will come to our workshops 15 minutes later and maybe can have a more concise workshop in 1 hour and 1/4. Let's try to do that. But before that, we have our partner in the project, South Estonia. This is South Estonia project leader Janelle, who is back there in a yellow coat, but Astrid is having the floor from Võru.
Actually, I wanted to make a surprise, but we will make this surprise all together. I know here are Latvians, and probably you know this birthday song that we will sing in Estonian, then you in Latvian, and the third time in English. Okay? And do Estonians raise their hands? I will see. Okay, you can see me. Yes? Õnne soovime sul, palju õnne, kallis Janelle, õnne soovime sul. Janelle is this girl in the yellow jacket. And now in Latvian, please. No. Okay.
Augstu laimi prieku no sirds vēlējam, augstu laimi prieku no sirds vēlējam. Janele, Janele, lai tev viss ir labi, bučas tev.
And this was wonderful, but now in English, yes? Happy birthday to you, all together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Janelle. Happy birthday to you. Woo! And the gift is coming.
Excellent, thank you very much. And also one reminder, if you want to make a photo of you, you can use the Estonian Chamber of People with Disabilities photo wall back in the hall as well. We are kicking off one of our workshops, and this is number 1, and we have named it User View to Accessibility. And we have the pleasure of our presenter, Priit Põldmäe, who has, among other projects, worked with the St. Nicholas Church, which was also shown today with Merle, and was showing the pictures of that church, which has been made much more accessible, and there is this excellent elevator, but that is not your project, but you have other projects there. So I'm giving the floor to Priit, and then we are able to discuss how we can make situation better, and also in particular what is a difficult thing is that, as mentioned, capital cities Riga, Tallinn are not that bad, but how to convince also more smaller places to be better also. So, and of course, don't hesitate asking questions, and we have the recording as from the main morning session that we are able to use it later, and this is also equipped with sign language interpretation, even if we at the moment don't have anybody in the hall who needs sign language, but this is very good because then we can disseminate it later for this community as well. So, and it's good to use microphone because then the voice is reaching the interpreter and also reaching the recording as well. So Priit, I give you the floor.
Okay, thank you. As you heard, my name is Priit Põldmäe, and by my education is interior architect, and I finished at the Estonian Art Academy. But we are last 7 years we are working with different tactile solutions for blind people. We have made approximately 60 different objects, including this Niguliste church as well. In Niguliste we made whole infographics, as you see, this hõbedakamber, and this guy is Swedish king, by the way. And this is our main work, is different kind of, as I said, tactile elements. I have with me is different samples. There is a lot of materials from which we can do these elements. It's brass, it's bronze, stainless steel, even plastic. Because sometimes these guiding pads must be contrast as well, because you must see some kind of line. And if you have concrete floor, maybe the stainless steel, the details are not the best solution. In this case, maybe it's much better to use something black or like here. But maybe I'm starting from a little bit far. Okay. Usually our work starts from entrance when we start to build up these different guiding roads. But it's so sad that sometimes there isn't anything outside the building, because it's important to guide blind people from bus station, from taxi stop, parking places to the entrance. And there is some work we have done, especially this Estonian new school, state schools, or I don't know how it is in English, where we have made solutions from disabled parking place to entrance and in the interior as well. I just remember we have some kind of in Rakvere, which is a nice place. Okay, as I understand, I need to talk more about heritage buildings. The last one was Niguliste. Then we have made a lot of solutions for Estonian Maritime Museum in Paks Margareeta Tower in Old Town. Here is some sample plan on the table. Why it's sample? Because it's a little bit not the best one. Best ones are on the Paks Margareeta. This is one of prototypes. There is also one tactile plan of Kadrioru, mis see loss on? Castle, yeah, Castle. And here's singing area of Keila is also, those plans are outside. And we are also designing these basements as well for those plans to be good for use if you have a wheelchair, for example. This is usually they are like this situated, that you can touch. If you can't see and maybe you're using wheelchair. And here's some plans from Lennusadam exhibitions. This is map for people who can see, and here's another layer you can touch. This is mock-up. That's why they are not on the exact places. But if you don't see, you touch only, then it's not a problem. But we made new ones to the exhibition. There is an exhibition about the different and old maps. And for such a work, we made a lot of tests as well. We have this machine to use this paper when we can use these raised elements. This is what I can send. And here this is just test. We combined visual and touch elements. All which is black, it's touchable, for example. But if you're going back to heritage buildings, then this is a Narva town hall. We made all of these signs, different touch thing, and guiding path as well. There we used brass as a material. This is Narva. This is outside the building. This is warning details on the stairs. Those are all stainless steel elements. And this is a guiding path inside the building. The different thing in such kind of buildings is how to fix them. Those elements are fixed with pins. But in most cases, we are gluing the details on the floor to avoid demolish the floor material. And that is, when it's glued on the surface, we can take them off or they make something different if something changes in the building. And yes, you can see outside as well. This is this maritime museum, Seaplane Harbour, about I told a couple of minutes ago. There is a lot of guiding paths which guides you through the whole exposition and buildings. And there is one very nice layer for visitors on guiding rails. We have separate markings and braille letters as well. We used nails to make braille letters. And this sign means that if you can see and you touch this wheel, then you know that there is some viewpoint. And if you're using these hair prunes, there is written numbers. If you touch, you can understand, okay, this is number 5, and push your remote, and then you can hear the story. And you can walk through the building holding hands on the rail and following this floor marking as well. Maybe the Seaplane Harbour is the best compact solution for blind people. There is different things. Only thing is missing is guiding path outside the building. If you are coming with taxi, then you must reach the front door. That's the only problem. And about different materials, as I told, there is I made for Linna Theater, there is some samples about different materials, and here you can show how it looks like after maybe a couple of months, where there is some oxide on the detail. when it's some heritage building, sometimes we need to use bronze or brass details. And this is detail from Niguliste church, which have been on the floor maybe 3 months, and it will look like nice old looking. Here is one of the plans as well, but we're gonna remake old plans because they are not the best ones now. The letters are too small, and there are a lot of other problems. This is the elements in the site, how it looks like. This mark means that there is some danger ahead, maybe some kind of element you can to avoid it. It means that you need to be careful when you touch this button. And there is also, this means that you need to go the other side of the road, and there is opposite side is same sign. The whole road is guided through the exhibition by this way. And these elements we designed and made by ourselves, all these arrows and dots and steering wheels. This is a mock-up. We made it immediately as it looks like gold. We used some acid to get this effect. And it can't be sharp edges, and there's a lot of problems to solve and how to do it. And here is some of our latest samples. This is guiding path for Swedbank headquarters in Tallinn. There is some carpet and how to fix these details on the carpet. These details are coming from our producing partner, and we're going to put them on the floor maybe in 2 weeks. And also there is a lot of tricky things because there is floor heating, and during installation we need to use a thermal camera to find out where these thermal cables but we have experience in Tallinn Zoo. There is the same situation with concrete floor and heating and how to fix this details with pin and don't demolish the heating system. But we solved it, and it was looking nice. Okay, so maybe a couple of pictures about this zoo as well. So there was the whole floor was heated, and that was. We made principally maybe 30% of details on our local factory. We changed the positions of the pins to get a nice straight line with 2 centimeter distances, and when there was a cable, we welded the pin on the different place. Tallinn Zoo. There is a place for tigers, something. And there is also, next to this building, there is, okay. This is also, we're using different details, and the same looking details. We are installing same detail on the wood, on the concrete, even on the glass. It looks like the same, but there is a different fixing methods depending on the base surface. We have even our guidelines are as well on the soft sport floor covering. Oh, I just one nice heritage building as well. It's in Valga State House. We can.
I'm just wondering. Just can borrow it. Thanks. I just also wonder now if you could say, is it more the heritage buildings you are working, or is it also new buildings? And what kind of customer is it, and how are they reaching you? Is it like via some kind of middleman, or like an agency, for instance, the Heritage Board, or organizations, or they are Googling and then finding that you are working with it?
Most of our works are coming to us through these building competitions, which is, it's in English, the riigihange, state.
Tender, maybe procurement.
Yeah. And that's most of our works are done by such things that I'm looking for. Okay, this was a huge work. There was hundreds of meters, this element. Okay, it's not heritage, of course. Okay, one side of our work is these guided paths, but second is this different tactile signs and plans. To make these tactile plans is a really tricky thing because we can't use these architectural plans because they are too detailed. It's a question of simplification, principally. We need to take this architectural plan to make it as simple as possible, and then we make it once again as simple as possible. And maybe one of the best sample is Tallinn cruise terminal. I'm just looking at this sample. Oh, here it is. This is okay. There's a plan, and also Mari asked to tell you how we test these elements. We have a very nice, good friend, Artur Räppe, who is our crash test dummy. If we are creating some new way to make science or technology, I'm always testing the science with Artur. And because we have worked with such a solutions about 7 years, then we went through different technologies, and some of them are much better than others. We are testing different materials, and these riser dots must be enough high. They can't be sharp, etc., etc. This is maybe a nice sample of this plan, because it's a right angle. You can use it even with wheelchair. And in this case, it's fixed to the wall. Sometimes they are on separate legs, as in Niguliste. But this is, I can't zoom here. But this is a very nice sample of simplification, because it's a huge building, and when you don't see, you don't need any missing, not missing, but information about different building elements. This is it's about this size, and you can touch where you are. We will always show away some important elements, as I see here, the building contour, entrances, toilets, and this is road to ferries. And, maybe the most difficult part is making this drawing. To produce it tactile is the easiest thing. And this is principally this is a separate material on a metal sheet because if something if there is some vandalism, we can change this only this map area and make it new about in 2 days something. And our cooperation with Artur started. This was our first picture here when we designed the Ülemiste shopping center, and we need to find some partner to make this guiding paths, but we didn't find, and then we started to work by ourselves. And that is some tricky solution. There isn't not guiding paths, but around the corridors there are these different material. This is some stones in EPO, and this is a test place. But now it's in front of every shop, which means if you're using your white stick, then you can go through whole this center. And every shop has own sign. I have also some samples here with me. And we, in Ülemiste, we have made hundreds of different signs, and we have tested 4 different or even more technologies how to produce the signs to make them durable and long-lasting. Most of things we are producing here in Estonia by ourselves. These different details coming from Europe, and we have good connections with different companies as well in Austria and in some other places, which means that we can find almost solution for every different cases. For railings and etc., etc. But maybe let's go on with some questions, or I can talk endlessly about the things or show pictures.
Yes, so absolutely go for questions, and also not only for the tactile solutions, but also more general, because I understand that basically this is where we shall work towards, like that, thinking through when something is redesigned or created from the beginning, how you actually manage to solve it for different users. That's important. Because also sometimes if you have a tactile guiding lines and you are moving with, I don't know, with some assistive technology, maybe they are even not so comfortable for some people. So those conflicting aspects also, how to strike a balance, how to make it best for all the different ones. But mostly important, as we earlier were speaking, that your awareness of everybody who is starting doing something. We have also here, I maybe can tell it, that the new building, what was inaugurated now 3 years ago in 2022, which was gaining this best new building in historical environment, in 22, when we designed it, the idea was that it's perfectly on one level, no level differences, but somehow it still has small level difference. So that means that you can be very aware and alert of accessibility, but when it's in the progress, there is speed. You need to be ready for these funds coming. It's no time to discuss. When it's building, maybe something is said, no, we can't do it because this is by a constructive option impossible, because you will get this problem and that problem and even the third problem. So have you, Priit, sort of got a solution there how to influence the constructor and how to influence the client, and maybe everybody else who are here, maybe you have some ideas. It seems that it's coming through, but I can bring you a microphone so you can comment it.
So it's my turn.
No, yeah, you can.
Okay. Of course, in most cases, these things are more or less for building companies. They just need to do it, but they don't want to do it. Because when they are making this building budget, they even didn't notice the couple of sentences about that they need to do it and follow this our Estonian rules, some kind of document, it was 28 or something. And then they suddenly wake up before the opening of the building, or that, oh, we need to do such things. And then we need to do it as less as possible, as cheap as possible, as I don't know. But this is no, maybe not the nice thing. But suddenly, it's just suddenly this open-air museum entrance house, they want it by themselves. Maybe they get some money from Europe, or then we made this whole house. This is straight order from them. And later we made this whole exhibition area plan as well. I'm just looking, we haven't yet nice pictures because we made it last winter. And just maybe I even haven't here. Oh, here it is. So here it is. We get from them some paper plan. We made scan and we made whole these things by ourselves in our office. There is 3 different roads for blind people marked. But I don't know how they are walking here. Maybe there is some here system, but this was straight order from them. But in most cases, the orders are building companies. So, was it answer for your question somehow?
What I want to get here is a little bit like exchange of views from all participants, because this user experience is also important, so that you said that it's coming very, very late, so that somebody discovers I have to do it, and then you have not enough time, and maybe you don't have any money either. So Christian has a comment or question. I will give Christian a microphone. Here we go.
Thank you. I think it's very important what Meelis said and what you said is that as you commented, usually nowadays with the buildings, for example, when projects are done for the buildings or when they are planned the accessibility features are discovered, the need for them, they're talked about very late, or it's not a priority. And having, in order to make the user experience better, and to make it feel like more natural, and also use universal design, I think it's important to raise awareness among building owners and among architects, to make sure that they are aware of the fact that accessibility features need to be included, and that it would be more natural. Because I feel like it's, at the moment, it's kind of forced upon, or they are forgotten. The need for accessibility is forgotten. And then, for example, when the building is almost done, it's kind of reminded that you need to do this also. But it's not part of the core process. And I think the users have a role in it. We need to remind people, we need to raise awareness, we need to talk about this. I think these kind of conferences are really important for that, so we can discuss it, all people can talk about it, and maybe next time people think about either building new buildings or renovating other buildings, that it's kind of important and relevant.
And thanks. And I also would like to add that this, of course, this universal design approach, that you have more users than just people with disabilities, you have the larger group, but I think that is also already an understanding that you are not building for one group, but of course, what you are specialist on, Brit, the tactile solution, it's for the visually impaired. Another topic, I think, where we can have a lot of help also from the Heritage Board and owners of heritage, is that every time where there is a presentation that we started renovating something interesting, we found a lot of interesting drawings, decorations and everything else, and now doing a full renovation and we have money and everything. I would pose as an example the Tallinn former art museum in Toompea. It's called in Estonian Rüütelkonna Maja. It's the nobleman house, so for the noble people, they used to gather there. And it's now redone to be the most important place where you host receptions for the government, and you can maybe also organize your own one there, I'm not sure. And when it was presented on the national news, the 9 o'clock Aktuaalne Kaamera, so much was interesting, so much was found, but not a single word of how is it made for the users. So, and I went myself around the building. I don't see any sign, I don't see any notice where you could enter, but it's actually done, it's actually fine. So there is an entrance somewhere. I haven't been able to attend any meetings there yet, but Tallinn City is saying it's all fine. We checked it, there is an entrance somewhere. You can go in, it's inside perfect, everything is nice. But this knowledge about it is nowhere in the society yet. Like it's among us who is gathering here, but we need to bring it further. We need to bring it to the wider public. This hope is that also when next time, or like in 2 years' time, a new nice place is opened, there is more information about how the users are feeling, like also elderly people.
Actually, that's a good point. I very often am really missing this big view of accessibility, because sometimes everything is it looks like fine, but it's not deeply fine. Sometimes somewhere stupid steps, then you don't notice the last and first step. Okay, there is maybe some path for wheelchair or some button that call help, but in most cases the button doesn't work, or this person who phone is under the button, I don't know, missing somewhere, or entrance is around the corner, and I have seen a lot of stupid things. Mostly, of course, I'm working my own things and my own works and things, but I'm looking at the wider picture as well. This picture is important because it's very easy to solve this accessibility things if you are if you are thinking at the start of project of it's not even expensive if you think immediately how to do the things. This is because good sample this Rakvere new school, and this is guiding path outside, and there was also marked guiding path outside the building by architect, and there was this paving stones. And I immediately asked what is the pattern of the paving stones. They said that this is the model Cartano. And I asked what's the direction of the pattern, because otherwise there isn't any point to make lines across the edges. And in this case, I made them a special drawing. They turned the whole pattern according this guiding paths. And then the solution was like this. We ordered separate the details, and this is how it looks like. The previous was this drone photographs. And okay, my story, maybe important point is that if everybody think about this accessibility issues at the beginning, it's not very expensive at all. Even if you're talking about this Ülemiste Center, there is a lot of soft-fronts, and these guiding principles are solved by this EPO floor and stones, and we don't need kilometers of details. But in most cases, we start our work in the end. Some questions, things.
I have some technical question because just now we are preparing the tender to create, produce, and how to say, paika panna, and fix tactical maps of the areas in our county, Võru County. But if we are preparing the tender process, that we are asking from other people about their experiences. And you told that you can print everything, that it is not problem. But people from Hargla, they said that the problem, for example, is it with QR code, that outside it is not, if there is some ice or snow, that the QR codes, they are not working. Do you have any experiences? Because we are interested to make such kind of QR codes that working all over the year. QR-koodi kohta, et kas on võimalik selliseid QR-koode teha, mida jää ja lumi ei mõjuta?
Okay, if you plan, or I don't know, tactile map is standing ordinary way, he isn't any snow in this case. If it's but yeah, but when they are situated like this, of course, here will be snow. But then it's okay. Let's take some kind of I don't know, piece of wood, not so big, but let's make it like a cubic. We can put it here, and there is top of them is QR code, for example. Then you can touch it. Here is, and you can use it. And maybe, and that's the first idea. Maybe if I'm driving back home, then I get maybe much better idea. We have also made QR codes for elements, but okay. But if you have some knowledge from internet, if you are blind, if you are hearing that okay, there is some plan, and there is QR code on the right upper edge or with the situation, then if you are touching, okay, here's no, making that, then you know that it must be there. For example, that's another way. Because if you are blind, you don't know, is there any QR code or not?
We'll note that we will have a QR code as well, so that's the question.
Yeah, okay. Then I would like to suggest different element, you can clean it.
And another question maybe about technical art nature is that this Braille language, Braille script maybe it's called, we have some feedback that maybe this is not all the people with visual impairment who knows to read it, that it's maybe only training how they were getting the education, that maybe soon this will not be any idea of using Braille at all. What's your view on it? How have users' feedback been on this? I can't imagine how you read it because the understanding in the fingers is needed for that.
Mis sa täpsemalt ütlesid?
Ma tahan teada, et kas selles mõttes, et kas on nagu õige, et räägitakse, et võib-olla see pime kiri sellisel kujul varsti kaob ära, et seda ei oska äkki ka pimedad ise enam lugeda.
Okay, I got the point. Just, okay. This problem comes, as usual, from America, because I heard that a lot of Americans even don't learn either to Braille letters or something. Maybe it's a wrong information, but that's why we are making all signs with relief text as well. And this, by the way, is one of our first samples in Ülemiste. This is made very strange way, but this is working well. And if we have some ordinary text, this is much better sample maybe, then you can read this text. And if you don't know the Braille, then you can use this ordinary relief text. But this is also a very tricky thing because when we are making these signs, we are using much bigger kerning than the ordinary text. Those fonts must be specific, rounded, and kerning means distance between letters, and the size of the letters can't be very small. And in most cases, the problem is that there is a lot of information, but if we are making this for blinds, it takes much more place than ordinary text for normal people, well, people who can see, not normal. Everybody is normal. But of course, that's why we are making always ordinary text relief and Braille, not only Braille. Yeah. Yeah.
Takes the same space than letters, stacked letters.
Okay, it takes almost same, but the principle is very simple. I need to very often to explain for clients that if you are making Braille as big, you don't read it better because you must touch it. The whole letter must be under your finger. That's the size. The very good sample is medicine, these boxes. that is Bri as well. And this is a very good, even the best size of the Bri is on these medicine boxes. They can't be very small, and there isn't any effect if you're making it bigger. Same with this. This is principally almost as a good sample. There isn't any point to make it bigger. If it's smaller, you don't feel it very good. But you can see this is the same text in Bri and in ordinary letters. It's almost same space. And of course, you can't do the text very long. You need to reach your hand. And this is all the point why this is a separate sign. We are gluing on the surface. Then you touch, here is the sign. It's not inside the material. It's a separate piece. Of course, it's rounded and all our signs are rounded to avoid. And of course, materials must be as warm as possible. And there's a lot of principles how to do it. Oh, this is one of this is Bri letters with metal bullets. But the problem is that you can take them off, especially when the youngsters or people are standing and they are taking off this. Easy to change the signs.
I think this, if the younger people wanted to know what is under the letters and take them off, is it possible to change them easily?
The signs?
Replace?
Of course, we are taking old off and putting new one. Okay. Of course, it's hard to change one letter. Of course.
That was my question.
Okay. That's a common question. It often happens that something is going off from here.
It means that somebody took the one letter off and the bad word is left, then I need to make a new map?
Yes. Or new sign.
Oh, so sad.
I even, okay, no, it's not that. I even suggest that let's make those maps maybe 5 pieces at starting, and let's keep in stock. If something happens, we change it immediately. Of course, if you want to make it from, I don't know, from bronze, it costs, I even don't know, a really lot. But even in these cases, you can use some kind of metal screwdriver to take some one dot off. No, that's a problem. And even if we are making this sign with these bullets, if one is missing, we can't put it inside because there is a hole which stays. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I saw Inga and Merle both a little bit willing to say something.
I think that awareness starts from education. Do you know, is there special lectures for designers and architects in our Academy of Arts?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, as I said, I am interior designer, and we made the Ülemiste Center, and then we needed the things, and then we starting to look every kind of help and information, and we found a nice lady, Sylvi Sarapuu, who guided us to one architect. From this architect, we didn't get any help because he started to drink, and then we need to finish this work by ourselves, and then we started. Internet is full of information, and we have educated ourselves such a way.
I wanted to also ask about Latvian Heritage Board. How are you organizing this side, or how is this education side solved in Latvia? Do you know about this?
I don't have full information, but of course the NGOs plays a big part of collaboration, and they are the ones who are in introducing the field with a specific knowledge, and it's really important. But I think we don't have specific subjects in our educational system specifically for accessibility. So this is some kind of extra from persons who sees the necessity of these kind of things. So but I think it's very important to speak about these topics and to speak with education blocks and educators and to move forward with these themes, because of course architects should need to know everything about accessibility, like amen in a church, like every day. Yes. So
we have. You mentioned also the legislation number 28, which is the third. No, it's the second document. Now it's in the process of being changed, but mostly when you are starting any construction planning, it's not the first thing you are checking. Many architects and designers haven't heard about this number 28 because it's boring and it's not inspiring at all. It's some measurements and so on. And even I recall when we were trying to influence this piece of legislation back in 2015, around that time, slightly later it was adopted. The design for all, the universal design approach as a preamble that you should create environment which looks beautiful, but it's getting all the solutions in the same time. This was not concrete. Concrete is not the English word, but like it was not clear enough. Like it was not saying 90 centimeters. This was like an idea you wanted to propose, that environment should look beautiful while it's useful for everybody. But this is often what we are seeing from our side. Now, I'm not speaking about tactile solutions. I'm speaking about those kind of ugly things which are put on stairs, which doesn't work when it's winter, and they are useless and nobody can operate them. And those things should be absolutely avoided in all cases, but it's not so much there. But you have a good example here, so I'm giving microphone back.
I just found because we have in 7 years we have made a lot of works, and even don't remember, but this is a nice case. Of course, this is the last stop before prison. It's our courthouse, prison, but this is not the point. We made this must-to-do thing in these open areas. Okay, by rules. Okay, there must be some guided roads, but there was a serious problem we asked to solve, because there was a back corridors where the floors were dark, and we made what this pictures I showed you previously. So those dots we put only because client asked, because normal, not normal, that the people who can see normally, they just run here and they felt here, because there isn't any this difference between last year and the steps. By our rules, here must be different color. Okay, nowadays, in most cases, they are using here light tiles. But this was made, this was dark corridor. This court people are running with papers, they don't look steps, and there was a lot of accidents. And they asked us to solve it somehow, and then we made it. Actually, it solves two problems in one. Even if you don't look, you can feel it. Okay, here's a dot, then it means there's edge, or you can see because they are lighter. In most cases, I always like to say that if we gonna mark the stairs like this way, this is you solve two problems. And exactly, I remember this state house in Tartu. It was also a very good sample of it, how to. Oh, yeah. So this is a picture from airplane. Okay, this is ordinary stuff, principally by us. But in corridor, okay, this is outside. They are not very sleepy using this kind of dots. This is stairs. And here you can see, this is one of solutions. We used black and yellow dots to mark these edges, even here. You can touch it, feel it by your legs, and you can see it this way, in very visible way.
And this is beautiful. It's not ugly.
Yeah, it's not ugly. And I would like to repeat our master plan in Estonia, Jakob Rosin, says that please, I need to construct how he says, please use as few as possible and as much as needed, something. You don't need to put these guiding roads and dots everywhere, because please guide me only these places where I need to go, from info desk, from elevator, from toilet. Or there is some maybe different cases when with some social persons you need to go or something. We need to find some compromise between design and practicality, and I don't know. So this is a state house because there is a lot of disabled people. That's also why it's made like this.
About the education and training for designers and architects, are you going to sometimes give lectures, or have you been giving lectures, or how is it like organized? And another thing, like we were earlier this morning speaking about how is it moving, which direction it's moving. We from the civil society see bigger demand for help, information and all that. I understand that certain areas like the business is quite interested themselves to get it solved as well as possible. But the question is, the ones who are not informed yet, how do we reach them, and what means do you think, or we all think we can use to convince that there is time to make efforts, as actually this is stolen from Latvia. I heard a colleague of mine explaining on accessibility, and for instance saying that, okay, this building was built in 1700 and we can't change it. But you have already changed it because there is toilet inside and there is electricity. Can you just bring it back to 1700 and cut it off? Nobody wants to live there. So we struggle a lot with also in the housing sector that you basically can't find proper, fully accessible housing. And the big hope is for the new, renewed legislation number 28, it's not yet adopted, that the publicly used areas of housing, new housing built today, has to be accessible. This was not possible to push through in 2015-16, but now 10 years have gone, maybe we are wise enough to do it today. but I haven't been pushing myself, but colleagues have worked with that, so maybe it's coming. We have to try to wrap up, basically. We have about a few minutes left as our Latvian colleagues from Valmiera want to reach their place more or less in time. Do we have any comments right now from the audience? Would you like to say something? Otherwise, I would like to say, give a brief floor back for some final remarks.
Oh, I just found a good sample about braille letter size. This is a mock-up of Estonian Maritime Museum card. And if you're looking at this business card, and it's to put all necessary information, which is only the name, that is museum name, telephone, email. We can't put the whole information on normal size card, which is one of third of this final solution. This is normal size, this one piece. Then we made like this 3 size normal business card, and then we put all the information which is here using dots. This is maybe a good sample how much space it takes to using braille letters. That's why these plans are very limited also as well, because this is a whole area of Keila here. Every case is very different.
Thank you very much. So let's give Priit a big applause, and you can choose to do so as well. Basically, we have said that this time we are not gathering back everybody back again from the different workshops and reporting back. From this one, we can watch the recording, which is equipped with sign language interpretation as well. From the other 2, we will get written feedback. And we are also hoping that very soon, also in the Estonian side, in this access route, Estonia-Latvia project, we will have some investments, small investments in place. What we want to do is that we have information plates to 5, like in the outside Võru County, we have 5 sites. In Võru County, you have 4 sites. So Latvians are much ahead of us in that investment, small investment within the project. But I hope that during this year, we will be able to get it done as well. So one of the sites actually for more information in tactile solutions should be here in Tammistu. And in the region where Epikoda, the Estonian chamber, is responsible for, it's also Rapina Manor, Tartu Maarja Church, and Palamuse Museum, and also Valga Music School Garden, because they are redoing that neighborhood to allow more people to enjoy it. So thank you very much. Thank you for the interpreters. Thanks a lot for Est Media. What was it? The name I'm forgotten. But Maxim, Sander, and Markus and more people have been in charge here. So thank you very much. And of course, our partners and all the participants. So safe trip home and see you very soon again. Thank you.